have the Odin. Now we can use it to spearhead our takeover of the UNN studios on Core Hall. Once the Odin has taken out their defenses, we'll broadcast our evidence against Minsk. Figure they'll throw everything they have at us. They'll be talking about this one for years.
Our raid on the Valhalla facility hasn't even been reported yet. The Dominion have no idea we stole the Odin. I had to call in every favor I had, but I got the Odin on the surface with Tychus inside.
Matt, you're a miracle worker. Must have been a complicated operation.
You don't even want to know, sir. I'm not gonna let anything keep us from exposing Minsk.
So they're still expecting to film it at the UNN studios later today?
That's right. And we won't disappoint them. Seeing as he's the only one with experience, Tychus will pilot the Odin and hit the studio guards with a surprise attack. They'll be confused for several minutes, and won't even know who to attack at first.
And during the confusion, we'll establish a forward base using this command center we acquired earlier. Pretty devious, Matt. I like it.
If Tychus can inflict enough damage during the sneak attack, making the broadcast should be relatively easy. Keep in mind, we'll only have a few minutes before the Dominion realize that Tychus is in the Odin. Once they figure it out, they'll use everything they've got to stop us.
Whatever happens, we'll be giving Menks one hell of a broadcast. Let's do this.
So this mission is relatively straightforward once you complete the surprise attack. The surprise attack, it's really important you do it right.
I'm in the Dominion security network.
Your base will get set up for you.
Now.
So what they're showing right now is there's 3 bases. There's one that's infantry and light vehicles. There's one that's air, and then there's one that's heavy vehicles, which is Diamondbacks, Goliaths, and tanks.
It followed me home.
Odin has gone rogue. Repeat, Odin has gone rogue. Bring it down! Attention, rogue pilot. This is General Warfield of Dominion Command. You're ordered to stand down or face immediate termination.
So the objective is to take as minimal damage as possible during this attack. We really don't want to take any damage if we can avoid it. And like you'll see that I'll put the AoE attack in specific positions. Another good thing to note about that is that it can be canceled. By clicking B, you can cancel the AoE attack. So right here, we'll kill that off and then click B as soon as possible.
Heavy duty. Ragnar, rock and roll.
I like it.
Same with there.
For the big dog. I like it. Make room for the big dog. Heavy duty. Make room for the big dog.
And anything we can avoid attacking, we should, but I like to wipe out this whole base and this little base down here with the ghosts in it, because that, I actually never have tried not wiping that out, but I'm pretty sure they get nukes if you don't wipe that out. Let me check. Never mind, there's a nuke facility over there.
Can a man take some pleasure in his work?
Duty.
Ragnar, rock and roll.
But the objective is to make sure that nothing out of this base survives at all. Because I don't want it to survive.
Heavy duty.
Not even upgrades.
It followed me home. Can I keep it? We're almost out of time.
So are these guys. Don't sweat it.
We'll be able to take all of this and then
Rock and roll.
most of the bunker. Maybe none of the bunker. That's all right.
Minions switched to a secure channel. I can't track their positions anymore. But I have gained access to the UNN network. We'll need troops to stay close to one of the broadcast towers long enough to get our message out. For our broadcast to reach all of Dominion space, we'll need to control each broadcast tower long enough to upload the data. Any unit type can maintain control.
You can bet Max will have something to say about that. Let's get moving.
So they start you off with a pretty fat base, to be real.
Our base is up and running. I'm transferring control of it to you now, sir.
Easiest thing to do is just mass Marines. I get a couple of Thors just for the purpose of having extra tankiness. But Thors are hit or miss on this mission. There's a few things they're good for, but there's also a lot of stuff they're bad at. As soon as the Odin's repaired, we're going... Actually, oops. We want to send the Odin right here. The first attack they send in is going to be a bunch of vulture bikes from the right side.
Add-on. Not enough minerals.
We'll upgrade attack and armor on the Odin. This one's nice because you do get 2 really good expansion bases. You could technically take this, but there's no gas there. I like to take these 2 because they both have double gas. As soon as the first attack comes through, we send the Odin up to the right, or up to the left, I mean. Take out this base. And in the meantime, it's just an eco battle. We just rush to economy.
SCV ready. SCV ready.
Get both of our upgrades rolling for that.
Let's see what this baby's got. SCV ready.
He's all healed up. We can send that SCV back to work. Mainly because we don't want it to die as soon as the enemy comes in. They're going to come in and actually attack him, and they will focus an SCV if there's an SCV repairing.
Not enough minerals.
So not vulture bikes, but a bunch of Hellions and Marines.
They followed me home. Can I keep it?
So now we want to go up here and we want to clear out this base. We're going to send the Odin on a follow, or the Thor on a follow with him, because we don't want the Thor going out on his own. He will try to go out on his own and he will end up dead. And we want to keep both of them as alive as we can.
Hope this thing's insured.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready.
But the Thor is basically just there to defend him from any attacks he receives. If they send in Banshees, that's really what we want him for.
Not enough minerals.
Hope this thing's insured.
Not enough minerals.
SCV ready. Thor is here. Heavy duty. Make room for the big dog. Hope this thing's insured.
Upgrade complete.
Alright, so that's done. We're going to go ahead and immediately take this. Thor and Odin's are going to sit up here as defense.
Upgrade complete.
Yeah, like I said, if they send in air units, you want to have a couple of Thors around just as defense.
Let's see what
this baby's got.
If you want to shut Mengsk up, just shoot his statues. They're all propaganda statues, so.
Not enough minerals.
The next attack that comes in is a bunch of Reapers over that wall. So we're gonna have some
Required.
defenses in place for them in the form of a ton of Marines.
Not enough minerals. Upgrade complete.
Go, go, go! SCV ready.
You can also build Goliaths. Since we're upgrading mech, it's not a bad idea to get some Goliaths. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the
Been waiting on you. SCV ready.
Not enough.
the mercenary
minerals.
Goliaths.
This better be good. Oh yeah.
Not enough minerals.
The doctor is in.
Not enough minerals.
In the rear with the gear. Ah! Bad news. Big job.
The doctor is in.
SCV overtime.
We better send some body bags. The doctor is in.
That's fine. You gonna give me orders?
So yeah. Anyway, now that that's taken care of, we can easily
Not enough minerals.
Who wants some?
we can easily push out of our base now. That's the big attack we want to worry about. The air army isn't even that big of a deal. We're gonna wipe the map before we take anything, though.
The doctor is in.
Like any extra space, any extra. What am I talking about?
Additional
Before we
supply
take
drops
the
required.
towers. I don't know why we can see that battle cruiser. We can't see any. Oh,
Additional
because he's
supply
on
depots
top of that,
required.
and we have vision over the top of those. That's right.
The doctor is in.
Yo.
The doctor.
By the numbers, boys. Hope this thing's insured.
The doctor is in.
What's going on? SCV ready. Yeah.
No.
SCV ready.
All right, we're gonna go take the
Been waiting on you.
base to the southeast now.
I feel ya. Yes, sir. SCV ready. Human tenacity. Of course. Aye, aye. Let's do this. Got it. Be ready. This better be good. Gangway. Coming. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Looking forward to it. Sure. Bring
Mineral
it.
field depleted.
No reason to kill the civilian vehicles. I just don't like them.
Sure thing. Why?
I do destroy this wall, however, because it makes it so that there's not a choke point
Let's see what
over
this
my
nigga's
troops.
got.
It's gonna kill us all! Help!
Huh? Let's. This better be. You gonna give me orders? You followed me home. Let's
Keep
see
clicking
what this
F2.
baby's
I don't want to
got.
be clicking F2.
Been waiting on you. 10 forward. This better be
Man, these ghosts are sniping the hell out of my troops.
The doctor is in. We better send some body bags.
Upgrade complete.
good. Been waiting on you.
Upgrade complete.
Damn ready. You got it.
Mineral field.
Damn it. Keep doing that.
No.
Yeah, this is why we didn't get the fire bat armor at any point in this campaign. They don't die as is, especially when the medics are healing them. And then on top of that, when the medics start healing them, everything pulls back towards the medics anyway. If there was some medic armor, that would be dope.
Insufficient rescue gas. Upgrade complete.
Gangway coming through.
Mineral field
It's about to
depleted.
get heavy. This. You want a piece of me, boy? Let's have a blast.
So yeah, we lost to Thor, but in the bright side, we lost to Thor and not the Odin.
Don't leave me hanging.
Which, if we lose the Odin, it's really not a big deal in this mission. Like, you can afford to lose the Odin and you're still fine. I personally like running with the Marine Marauder Medic strat on this mission anyway.
Mineral field depleted.
The doctor is in. The doctor is in. The doctor is in.
This better be good.
Then we'll walk around, we'll hit each of the bases in order.
Gangway coming through. Huh? Let's have a. Go ahead. Yo, go time. Let's see me.
Mineral field depleted.
Oh. Anyway, that was a waste of a lot of
Big job, huh?
It followed me home.
actually everything.
Can I keep it? Of course.
Outstanding. Looking forward to it.
Sure. Strike Team Charlie, get to that tower. Bring down those rebels.
So we'll lose a few troops to that.
Where does it hurt?
Armed and ready. Who wants some? Let's have it. Go, go, go.
And then we'll take and turn this area into more supply depots. And that'll max us out.
Not enough energy.
It followed me home. Can I keep
So destroying this structure is one of the secret missions in the game. Well, secret objective, and when you do that, you actually unlock an actual secret mission, a full mission that won't be unlocked otherwise.
Not enough energy.
it followed me home? Can I keep it? Let's see what this baby's got.
Rock and roll.
So this is why Thors are not good on this mission. Like, they're not bad,
Heavy duty.
but you run into an issue where
Let's
they block each other, like really, really badly block each other from getting into the fight, which is going to cause issues always.
Insufficient.
So the reason we take out the airbase last is, one, it's the least of our threats. Like, they push Vikings and Banshees primarily with, like, honestly, like 1 or 2 battle cruisers here or there, like just interspersed in, which they're just not that good. Like, battle cruisers are good and all, but you have to have a critical mass of them for them to be actually useful. Otherwise, they just kind of like hurt your Thors or your Odin, and they wind up irrelevant. Banshees are literally glass cannons. They're not meant to be a frontline troop. They're not meant to be an army troop. There's only 2 missions where Banshees are good, and one of them is the mission that you get the Banshee. So, you know, that tells you a little bit about that. Alright. Now all we gotta do is place a Marine on this.
Security breach at one of the towers. Strike Team Alpha, engage. Stop them.
Split your army pretty decently. It makes it easier. Push them out a little bit, and the enemy armies will drop right on top of them. Yeah.
Let's see what this baby's got.
Mineral field depleted.
We could use some help here.
North upgrade complete.
Yeah, and as you can see with Thors, with mules, you literally just mine out every base almost instantly.
First transmission uploaded. Even Manx won't be able to wriggle out of this one.
Alright, now we move across the map.
Incoming transmission.
There's only one man arrogant enough to think he can get away with this. Raynor.
Just for once, Arcturus, this really is all about you. I hope you enjoy our show.
I knew it. Warfield, get your men down there. I want Raynor's head, you understand? Him and all his terrorist friends.
Some might balk at the cost of such a magnificent machine, but I say to you, what price do you put on your loved one's security?
They're attacking a tower. Strike Team Bravo. Take them out.
It followed me home. Can I keep it? We could use some help here.
They always attack you from both directions. So the more you split your troops, the easier it is. You can pretty much assume they'll come up this ramp and this ramp. On this one, obviously, those 2 ramps, and on this one, they actually come from back here. The last one's actually the easiest, and in my opinion, the funniest to do, because they pretty much only get to do stuff with battle cruisers. The only thing that's useful is battle cruisers and Banshees. Everything else dies before it can get out of the medevacs. Wait. Forgot Manx talks to you there. Sorry, I had to tell him to shut up. Talking over me like he's important.
It followed me home.
Where does it hurt? That's a serious outbreak.
Let's see what this baby's. This better be good.
So yeah, you split up your army like so, and everything dies before it can touch ground.
Is it critical?
Yep. See, nothing else gets touched down. Everything comes from right over here, and this whole army just wipes it out. This is actually, for being as late as it is in the game, this is one of the easiest missions. Only time you'll have an issue on this is if you're trying to rush it. Which I think is one of the objectives.
Let's see what the people will think of their beloved Emperor now.
All transmissions have been sent, sir. Every world in the Dominion just got a UNN special bulletin about Minsk.
They're destroying a base I already destroyed. Same there. So, yeah, do it in 20 minutes. That's not too bad. You basically just have to do the broadcast whenever you go to each base, which I don't like doing. This one is pretty easy. You basically just knock out the first base like I did, but only take out the important structures. The little base to the left has a barracks, and then you just walk over and pop the first starport with a AoE barrage.
These shocking revelations, veritable firestorm of anti-Mengsk sentiment.
The Emperor held a news conference earlier today.
How do you respond to these allegations of genocide? Of using aliens to...
I assure you, these slanderous attacks against the throne are baseless and irresponsible.
Sir, do you still stand by the sentiment that selfless devotion to the people is the basis of your rule?
Well, of course. I was called upon to serve the greater interest of humanity. Personal power was never my goal.
Then how would you characterize this statement?
I will not be stopped. Not by you or the Confederates or the Protoss or anyone. I will rule this sector or see it burnt to ashes around me. I won't stand for this. You jackals think you can come in here and question me? This interview is over.
You know, I love seeing him squirm. But the Dominion's just gonna spin this like they do everything else.
Not this time. Mengsk used the media as a weapon for years, and now we've turned it against him. One broadcast. You want us a bigger victory than 100 battles?
I guess you're right. Well, it's what we started this revolution for in the first place. We've got a long way to go. But maybe we started something here.
Hearts and minds, man. Just like you always said.
You know, Matt, someday you're gonna wind up leading this bunch of misfits.
Oh no. That's what I keep you around for, sir.
Just laughing over dead corpses. Oh, it's fine. They're not laughing over the people that died. There was a lot of people that died there. Alright, so all that unlocked was some money. We're gonna go spend that money. And we're gonna spend it on... Fire suppression is essential for the final mission, so we're gonna get that. I don't get any of that. Then we're gonna get Viking missiles AoE, because that's a really powerful ability. Alright. And then we're ready for the next mission.